Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Knives Out. So this is a movie donation reward for Matthew Vasquez. Thank you for the donation, Matthew. And I don't know too much about this film. Uh, I believe it stars Daniel Craig of James Bond fame. And if I remember right, it's an ensemble movie. A lot of big name actors in it. And has maybe something to do with murder mystery, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I know about this film. I don't even know exactly who else is in it. Because my first thought is like, is Chris Evans in this? But that might be another movie. I don't even know. Um, I do know that there is a second one coming in the future. Because I've seen talk about that on social media. But yeah, otherwise, I really don't know what the deal with this film is. I don't know who directed it. I don't know what studio it's by. So we're gonna have to find out. Um, I have wanted to see it though, because I did see a trailer once a while back, a long time ago. Excuse me. But I don't remember pretty much anything from it. I remember it kind of seeming like it was pretty crazy though, like pretty wild and out there. Um, just kind of a tone, but that might be me misremembering too. Um, I mean, I kind of hope it's that way. That would be fun. Just having kind of a crazy, wild, uh, just no shits given type of movie. Um, yeah, I'm going off of very little information. I haven't read a synopsis or anything, so we're just gonna kind of have to see what it's like. I am excited though because I have heard people like this film. I've heard some good things about it, um, but I just don't know any details. But yeah, it is one I have wanted to see, so I'm glad it was chosen as a donation reward. And per usual, if you ever have any ideas for donation rewards, feel free to donate. Any amount gets you a reward no matter what. And you can talk to me in the comments if you wish to donate or on social media, and we can get it all planned out and yada yada. I accept donations through PayPal, so yeah. And again, any amount, anything you can do, only if you can do it. It's completely optional. It just gives me a little something extra to put out on the channel. Movie reactions like these that I wouldn't get to otherwise. Movies I wouldn't see otherwise in a lot of cases. So yeah. Um, Either way, we could talk about that again in the afterthoughts. For now, let's get this started. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the movie. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So I was wrong about something. Um, I said in the pre-thoughts, I thought that this movie was supposedly like really crazy or wild or something. I think the movie I'm thinking at is Bad Time at the El Royale or whatever it's called, which I also haven't seen, but um, I think that's the one I'm thinking of with the crazy one with also an ensemble cast. Um, and again, it's another one I don't really know what it's about, but I've just seen the trailer and stuff. um, so I think I was thinking of that when I was saying that. Because this movie really wasn't crazy. This was actually a just really classic, well written, extremely well acted murder mystery. Like this is a really just genuinely good classic murder mystery. Um, Everything you would want from it, even with the twists at the end. Um, and on top of that, our main character, Marta, was extremely likable thanks to a great performance from the actress. Um, and you really you were really rooting for her the entire time. You really didn't want anything bad to happen to her, especially when finding out about her mother's status. You really want her to remain safe. You want her family to remain safe. And the more you see the Thrombly family, kind of the more you hate them. Because multiple members of the family are very much alt right pieces of shit. And that's made very clear through some of the stuff they even say um, towards Marta. It gets really fucked up at some points. There's a couple members of the family that are okay, outside of Harlan, who's the victim of the classic murder mystery. And he was likable, but outside of like him, of course, the only real members of the family that I liked were Meg and the one who I believe is Meg's mom. The kind of weird out there woman. But even she had some issues to her as well. Meg was the only one I really liked, and she was, even by the end, painted as a more of a good character, more so than the others. Um, so I do kind of still like her. But the rest of the family, like especially Harlan's children and all, like, oh my god, they were so insufferable. And the actors did a great job. Don Johnson did fantastic. Jamie Lee Curtis, legend. She's a legend as always. Um, she did great. Um, yeah, just all the actresses in this were really spot on. Lakeith Stanfield as the one cop did a good job, even if he kind of took a back seat to Daniel Craig's detective a lot of the time. Because let's be honest, Benoit Blanc was kind of the secondary star of this film. And I compared him during the reaction to uh, Poirot from Murder on the Orient Express, and I kind of stand by that. Obviously, they're not exactly the same, but I definitely got kind of that vibe there still. Um, and with the accent and everything, which was surprising, Daniel Craig just really nailed it. He just really nailed the role. He came across as personable, but also really inquisitive. You always felt like he was one step ahead. You always felt like he was noticing things. Even before he starts piecing everything, all the lies together early on in the film, after interviewing all the children of Harlan and everything, even before he starts piecing together all of their lies, it's like you can tell he's observing in a way that no one else is. Um, and it's really an impressive thing. And Daniel Craig's a great actor. He really is. So it's not like altogether necessarily surprising or anything um, that he would be great in this. But it's like it's still really great to see, and it makes me want to see more of his films. Like, I know he was in that. He's in Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, right? I think he's in Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. He was in that other movie I reacted to semi recently with Tom Hanks that I can't think of the name of right now. He was in that, and he's a great actor. He genuinely is, and obviously James Bond. um, Chris Evans was great in this. Like, I've seen Chris Evans in a few things outside of like the MCU, obviously, and even outside of like Fantastic Four when he was Johnny Storm in that. Um, one such example would be that he was in Scott Pilgrim versus the World as one of the evil exes. So it's like I've seen him in other stuff, and I know he can do other stuff than just being a nice guy, a good guy hero type of character. But seeing it be revealed that he's actually straight up the villain of this is kind of fun, kind of interesting. And his performance was great. He did a wonderful job at it. But yeah, like I was saying, it's like it seemed really early on that he was the obvious go-to choice, but it felt too obvious. It felt like, oh no, they're not going to do that. That's too obvious. That's too duh. Of course, it's going to be him. And then as you start getting to know the family more, it's like, oh well, they're all kind of shitbags. But then also when you find out everything that happens and all, and you find out the truth about everything, and it's like, well, he actually killed himself, thinking he was going to die anyway, mind you. But so at this point, it just kind of became like, okay, how do we stop all this bullshit with the family and keep Marta and her family safe? And it's more about like, how is this going to resolve? How is it going to be figured out? But then things started happening. She got there's the ransom note, there is the email, everything that came up, um, and everything was just starting to connect. And it's like, wait, no, there's something else going on here. And it's like, oh, okay, so there is something else happening. And once you find out what it actually is, it's like, oh, it was too obvious, so it turned us away from thinking it was going to be him, but it was actually him in the end. And it's like I kind of like that they played with us a little bit. Ryan Johnson and the rest of the writers or whatever played with us, and I kind of appreciate that. It's not the first time that kind of thing's been done, no, where it ends up being the obvious choice after all. Um, as long as it's written well and handled properly, then that can very much work, and it definitely did here. Um, Honestly, I was engaged the entire time. Everything about the soundtrack, the direction, the camera work, everything just kept me hooked in to what was happening. I wanted to see what would go on next. I wanted to see how Marta would get out of this or just continue to not have shit go down with her and her family. And eventually I started hoping that the family would get their comeuppance and all. And yeah, everything kind of worked out in the end. Um, and that final shot was good. Like Marta standing up there on the balcony, holding the cup, and as it pans up to the cup, like she's covering part of it, except the part that says "my house." And it's like, oh yeah, no, it's obvious what she decided on right there. She's not going to help them, except maybe Meg. She'll probably help Meg because those two are still friends, and it seems like she did understand and accept Meg's apology about it all. Because and I think Meg was being genuine about that. So so yeah, I very much enjoyed this. I thought it was a fantastic film. It was extremely well made. I don't know if I would say it's the best film I've watched, no. Or even the best I've reacted to on this channel. Nah, maybe not, probably not. Um, but I very much enjoyed it. It's something I would definitely watch again. And it's something that I'm very happy I have finally seen now. Um, I'm definitely interested to see what they do with the second one when that comes out. I know that they've been casting for it, and there's been a bunch of casting announcements, including like Dave Batista. So it's going to be interesting, to say the least. But yeah, so thank you to Matthew Vasquez for donating for this, for choosing this as your donation reward. I very much enjoyed this. This is a fantastic movie. I love the little twists and turns. I love the fact that it was just very classic murder mystery. Because, like, I love that kind of stuff. Like, that stuff's always interested me. Um, And I love that I even made the comparison to the TV show, the old USA TV show Monk with Tony Shalhoub, when Benoit Blanc is explaining how everything happened. Um, it just very much read to me in the same way how Monk would explain at the end of each episode, like, here's how it happened, here's what went down. Um, but yeah, I would love to see more movies like this. So definitely, if you have any more donation rewards, Matthew or anyone else, if you have any more suggestions for the future of movies like this or anything in this kind of scale or whatnot, please feel free, and anything else as well. All donation rewards are welcome. And again, only if and when you can. It is not a requirement for the channel. It is just a fun little thing, and it helps me out. Yeah, it does help me out, but it's only if you can. And again, any amount, no matter how small or big or whatever, gets you a reward. And you can even donate multiple times to get multiple rewards at the same time. Like if you had $10 you could donate, you could do two $5 donations. If you had 20, you could do two $10 donations. And that way you could get multiple rewards for the same amount of money anyway. And you could choose any movie, any TV series, YouTube video or series, as long as I haven't seen it. So it's best to probably try to contact me about it in the comments below or on social media, which is linked to on the channel page and everything, and in the description below. So again, anything, pretty much anything goes. Animated, live action, for movies and all. For series, you can choose live action stuff for donation rewards, but it's usually a little trickier for me to get those shows, so you can definitely suggest live action shows. But I'm just letting you know that if I end up having trouble getting them to react to, then we might have to figure something out. But I've actually been fine lately for that, so probably won't be too much of an issue. Just letting you know, because that has been an issue, I think, once in the past. I don't know. Either way, you can suggest anything you want. Movie, series, whatever. But back to the topic at hand, tell me in the comments below what you thought of Knives Out. Did you enjoy it as much as I did? Did you have any issues with it? What did you think of the actors' portrayals of these characters and the likability factor of Marta and even the twists at the end? Tell me all of that and more down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.